We're currently standing here in Moorreesburg at the way station here on the N7 in the West Coast, where the Western Cape Mobility Department has just launched their festive season road safety campaign here in the province. Of course, during the course of the festive season, traffic operations, law enforcement operations on the province's roads will be intensified, and the province's officials will also be out in full force as they aim to eliminate these acts of criminality on the roads and also to bring down the number of fatalities and injuries. And they will also be focusing specifically on drunk driving and pedestrians. But joining us now, we do have the Minister of Mobility in the Western Cape, Mr. Isaac Sileku, just to give us a bit of an update and more of an overview of what we can expect from this road safety campaign here in the province. Sir, good day to you and thank you for joining the SABC.
Good day and good day to your viewers. And I must say I'm very excited how the launch went. There was a lot of stakeholders involved today, from health and from our different municipalities and, of course, from our law enforcement officers. So what we are looking forward to now, you have heard during my speech that if you compare this time, like January 2023 to October 2023 and to January to October 2024, we have seen a reduction in terms of road fatalities by 3.5%. So that's an indication that there is something that we are doing right. And what we need to do now is just to, amplify what we've been doing, throughout the year in making sure we become more visible. We stop being static. There is more patrols, especially in our hot areas. People are so familiar to know where the cameras are, and then they will slow down. And then after the camera, then they will start again. So we are trying to deal with those issues. And, in terms of the data that we have been using now to actually to identify where should we actually, deploy resources so that we can actually see a decrease in terms of our road fatalities, especially during this season.
And then just if we take a look at perhaps the public transport services operating here in the Western Cape, it's one thing for the province and law enforcement officials to be enforcing all the legislation and watching the roads. But when it comes to maybe taxis and buses traveling long distance, just what sort of interventions are going to be put in place by the province to maybe manage that?
In terms of our roads, we've got cameras on our national roads, especially if you take from the N1 from Cape Town to Beaufort West, average speed cameras, where we can get you at Laingsburg. And what I've been saying, and I was glad that I was able to invite Santako, to share some words of encouragement. And I was blunt to say, if you are tired, we get you at Rietfontein and we are going to rest. And we are not apologetic about it. We don't compromise on the safety of our commuters. And I'm also encouraged by the message from Santako saying that they're actually speaking to the owners, saying that please stop from this thing of, asking your drivers to have multiple trips without resting. Give them rest. But if you don't play your role as an operator, we as a mobility department and law enforcement officers, when we find you on the road and health can actually run tests and see that we are tired, you are going to rest for 3 to 4 hours and then you can take the road. So if you don't work with us, we are going to unfortunately, force you to rest. But I would encourage all the taxi owners and the drivers to look after themselves first instead of looking at how much they can make, because their lives matter and the lives of our commuters matters.
And then we also we know if we can maybe bring that in as well. You speak about maybe your aim going forward, just reducing the number of road fatalities by 50%.
That is correct.
Over the next few years, maybe during your term. Maybe just outline some of your vision, your plan for doing this over the next few years.
Ultimately, I was in Joburg last Sunday, and currently the National Department of Transport are actually reviewing the safety, road safety strategy, and where he's also actually speaking to reducing the number of fatalities by 50%. It's also a part of the United Nations goal by 2030 to reduce our road fatalities by 50%. We also have to play a part, and we are encouraged by the strides that we have made as a province, but we've also come to realize that we are not going to be able to achieve that amount if we do it alone. So we need all of our, society, together with us and all role players. And we are encouraged, by seeing some of the municipalities. And also we also need to come to a level as a province that where we bring all resources into one pot so that we can actually have better impact in terms of making sure we achieve that target of reducing our road fatalities by 50% come 2030.